Hi, I'm Johnny, your blade guy here at My Blade Addiction with another edition of Everything Sharp. And it wasn't long ago I put out an episode about what you can find at flea markets or estate sales, yard sales, as far as knives and blades go. But I have a friend who works outside. He installs signs for businesses. And he said, when you work in the soil, you'd be surprised at what you find in there. And over the years, he's come up with a coffee can of old knives that have been buried for years. And he said, come over sometime and you can take a look at them. So eventually our paths crossed where the knives were there as well. And he took the coffee can and dumped it out on his work table. And there were some pocket knives in there, some regular kitchen cutlery, and one blade in particular that just got my attention. Bam, there it is. And I couldn't even believe it. And I wish I had taken a picture of it, because when it was there with the other ones, it was so dirty and ratty and pitted. It was just really, it had been buried there for quite some time. And he said, take it if you want. Take whatever you want. And as a matter of fact, he was pushing off these pocket knives on me, which I'll get to them. But I'll tell you, I really was intrigued by this, because right away I noticed it was more than likely a Japanese military blade, and probably in the neighborhood of World War II, just with the history. And I'm thinking, wow, that's quite a find. And not that it's a great monetary value, but it's an amazing historical piece with a story behind it. There were only so many opportunities for something like this to have, come to America. Maybe during the Battle of Midway or Iwo Jima, this exchanged hands through being spoils of war. Or maybe a Japanese, whoever had it, it was his knife, he passed it on to his kids, who eventually immigrated here to the United States. And this is the blade right here. And this is an amazing piece. Like I said, I've already cleaned it up and made it look good. This is quite the piece. And first of all, you want to see the integral guard there that protects your hand from the blade. You'll notice the upswept design. This would have been worn by a soldier. It would have had a handmade sheath as well. It would have been on the non-dominant side. On the dominant side, if you're right-handed, your right side, left-handed, your left side, you would have had a sword. And this person would have had a sword, a 19-inch or 22-inch sword. And then on your non-dominant side, you would have had your CIC, your close-in combat item. And this would have been, this, of course, the ups would have been one. It would have been good for impact. It would have been good for striking. It would have been good for slashing, and, of course, for stabbing. The upswept design is very good at stabbing and getting the point across, so to speak. When you stab it in, it just goes right up inside, eviscerates your enemy. Now, this here, unfortunately, there is no serial number. There's no identification markings, so there's no way to track this back to a particular person. But it did clean up very nicely. It does have an awesome story. This will not be out on the selling table. This is going to end up in my own personal collection. I'm going to see if my friend wants it back, even though he offered it to me. Said take it. He had no use for it. He doesn't have a knife collection, but I'm gonna show it to him. Now, the value on this, if it had been a long blade, a sword, could have been easily $1,000. This, in the condition it is, as a single standalone blade with no sheath, is probably in the $50 range, maybe a tad more, but I can't really see it being much more. It's an awesome piece. a lot of historical value, and I'm going to be the proud owner of having it in my collection. So again, like I said before, when you go to an estate sale, when you go to a yard sale, if they have knives, pocket knives, if they have fixed blades, you'll see something like this. This will stand out and just hit you, and you're going to know it's something special. And if it's only $1 or $2, geez, you know it's going to be worth at least that much. So always keep your eye out for the great deals. Thanks, buddy, for thinking of me when you knew you had this, and I'm definitely going to take it out and show it to you next, and make sure you get a chance to see it. Okay, guys, again, thank you. Another edition of Everything Sharp is in the books. Remember to click the subscribe, the like buttons. That's really awesome. Share it with your friends. Invite other people to follow this blog. Okay, again, peace out. Thank you very much. Have a good Memorial Day. Take care.